Petuashte, Tribal Council. Good to see you all today. We'll get started. We'll call it to order at 9:50. Madam Secretary will ask for a morning roll call.
Bryce Sindowitz, Steve Moran,
Oh,
Tenai Jr. will be late. He's at the 2 mile. I think it's at the 1 mile or 1.5 miles now. John Kessler.
here.
Kenrick Dupreez. Sharon Lee. Here. Mary Miller. Here. Kelsey Haskell.
Here.
Here.
Turn you on. Excused. Francine Hall.
Here.
Joe Brinksplenny. Absent Bob Walters. Ronald Russo will be absent today. Excused. Tuffy Thompson will be a couple hours late. He's running errands. Dean Dupreez. Thank you.
Mr. Indowitz, give us a morning prayer.
Lord. Seems like we're in some different times on this planet of ours and really need to connect with Ochik. We need to connect with our higher power. Wakantaka Tankashila Itoa. Lampetuki, Yeke, Huyo, Oyatiki, Yuashkin, Yuaka, Etchison Lab, Yushkin, we chose on it, Yukpia, Twy, Yula, Etchison, Neo Chimp, Nevala, Lampetiki, Kate Tupa, Tankashila, Nahito. Lakuruhaki, Wanatiki Ableza, Tenokachnika, Tayachim, Mokiana, Moshila, Wachitanka, Josani, Leonchi Namakaka, the Daku Yaichaki, Daku Rayagage, Wopila, Chiche, Hamadaki Asa.
Council, I believe before yesterday, the council was reviewing the district reports. So I believe we can go back to those reports. Can just start with District 1. Mr. Moran, whenever you're ready.
Oh, Chairman. Before I get started on this set of meetings minutes, I wanted to clarify that motion to distribute the ARPA monies, it was to have read all members within the district boundaries. So I wanted to clarify that. Thank you. So have minutes from November.
Mr. Moran, you want to kind of maybe do a separate motion for that because
Okay.
I think the minutes said head of household or something like that.
Okay. Want me to read that? I can read that down.
Is it in the minutes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. This was in September 27 minutes. Motion from Dean Littlehawk to amend the motion to distribute the ARPA monies that were allocated for the homes evenly to all members within the district boundaries. second by Mona Graber. That's the motion. That'll be my motion.
Okay, we got a motion by Mr. Moran. Is there a second? Second by Mr. DePreez. Comments, Madam Secretary? We had a comment, Mr. Underwoods?
Yeah, I didn't get to get those questions answered with Tracy, but I couldn't help that, I guess. But I don't know what her response was to that. So I'm kind of in limbo there because I had some legal questions and didn't get to pan out the way I wanted it to. But no response from her on that question I had the other day. Did she respond?
I didn't get a response.
When I got the floor, I asked her to do that legal review on those applications. Was there any response to that?
Not as of this morning. I didn't get a response from Tracy. Maybe later today, or I'll send her a text and see if she can get that to us today.
And I got the 26th and the 29th minutes. These are the 27th minutes. Yeah, Chairman, I don't know what to say about. We're supposed to represent everybody, so, the ones that applied for those homes, I was wishing to get a legal on that. That's what we've been waiting for all this time, was a legal. So you got a motion and a second? What is that motion to?
Submit to all members.
Submit to all members.
Mr. Chairman?
Go ahead, Ms. Miller.
As you know, Council, I take minutes of all the motions. That's why I always ask for them to be repeated. And I was looking at the District 1 minutes, and his motion, I think, was head of households, but yesterday, or when he made the motion, the day before, or whenever, I don't know when, you amended your motion to include all members that reside with, I want to read the motion, Madam Secretary can probably check, but I have it recorded in my minutes because if I remember correctly, I asked for it to be restated. Motion to amend the motion to distribute the ARPA monies that were allocated for the homes evenly to head of households to include all members within the district boundaries. That's the motion that I typed in that you had made the other day. So when I read that, that means all members within District 1 boundaries, right?
Right. This is clarification for the treasurer to make sure that it's all members, not just head of households. There's two different things there, so. Yes, it should read all members. That's the motion.
Chairman, question on that.
Go ahead.
Shouldn't we have that formula before us? And is that what Tracy was working on, or what? The breakdown of each, like the 2 million that went to District 1, and that breakdown for 2 million for District 1? Shouldn't we be looking at that? Does anybody have those figures up? And the scenario and the formula?
Yeah, I don't have that information.
That'd be just good government to have that. Because, I mean, these guys, like these 13 that applied, they went through the procedure. That's a legal question that I haven't got answered, but we should have something in front of us, a formula in front of us, how we're gonna do this. Was that hashed out or?
You mean on the dollar figures?
Yeah,
Yeah, go ahead, and then after that, Kevin Keckler will have comment as well.
We spent quite a few hours on this issue on Monday or Tuesday. We did have Attorney Zephyr on the phone for about 4.5 hours. After all the discussion with the attorney Zephyr, each district made their motion, and it was for that payout. And I understand where Mr. Indowoods is coming from, because District 5 followed process too. Then there was another motion that came in to pay it out, right? And so that's the way it went after we were on the phone with Miss Zephyr for 4.5 hours. And so that's where it all stands at this time, is that every district is going to pay out the money to the tribal members. Thank you.
Mr. Treasurer.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody. I sent a memo to the attorneys this morning, email, asking that they review each of the council actions and provide a legal opinion stating that these are indeed allowable. So I'm guessing I'm going to get a memo. I told them each one's a separate action, so if you could issue a separate memo. And then once that memo comes and it states that these are allowable uses of those funds, then our next step is to meet with the Census Department, the ARPA staff, the accountants and the attorneys, and come up, because your motions were by district, now we have to come up with a population for each of them districts and agree that this is the number we're going to use for each district. And then we're going to have to divide that number into the money. So based on what the census and the data that we have, we're going to have to come up with this number by district. And so what's going to happen is, by these being all separate motions, your amounts by district are going to vary, and that's going to be driven by how many people are within them districts. So we have to come up with them number of residents within each district, whereas if the motion would have been made for on reservation only using these funds, we'd only had to come up with a on reservation population and everybody would have got the same amount. But that didn't happen. So them are the steps that have to happen before we can come up with an amount. And once these legal opinions come back, then we'll start that task. But I asked them to get them as soon as they could to us, and we will begin the process of, we have to get the ARPA staff hired back on. The data that we entered, we got to pull that data by district, look at it based on what's within each one of them applications, and then come up with that number. But it hasn't happened yet, and I hope to get the legal opinions within the next few days, and then we will start that process. And then at that point, we will bring it back to, probably through the budget committee or whatever, bring it back. And then you guys will vote to say, this is where it's gonna be. So that's where we're at right now. You can't give a dollar number because we don't even know how many people reside within each district. Thank you.
Mrs. Hall.
Mr. In the Woods, correct me if I am wrong in what I think you're asking is your district formed a HAP board. That HAP board met and approved 13, I believe it was, 13 people to get homes. And so your question, and then there was, from your district, there were people that said that wasn't a legal meeting, and there were some that were saying, yes, it was, so that issue is at the district. But, so you're asking, are they going to get their homes? And I think that's what you were asking, the how they were going to treat that, and you were asking for a legal review from the attorney. Is that correct? Okay, so I think your issue would probably be in limbo until that is resolved. Thank you.
Any other comments, council members? I believe we can still get the legal report Mr. Underwoods is talking about. We'll call for the vote, Madam Secretary.
Bryce Underwoods,
Abstain.
Steve Moran,
Yes.
Tenai Jr.,
Yes.
John Kessler,
Yes.
Kenrick DePreez, Sharon Lee,
Yes.
Mary Miller,
Yes.
Kelsey Haskell,
Yes.
Thad Rose,
Yes.
Derek Bartlett, absent Francine Hall. Or abstain. Joe Brinksplenny. Absent, thank you.
Ten yes, 0 no, 2 abstain, 3 absent, motion carries. Mr. Moran?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I have a set of minutes that's meeting set on Sunday, November 26th, no quorum. Attached are Telephone Authority Board Member Artist Work Clouds report. I like to commend Artist for doing that. She does that every month, turns in a report. Moving on, I have a also have a set of meetings that minutes on 11/19/2023. Yeah, 11/19, November 19th. Most meeting was called to order at 12 p.m. District 1 President Juanito Oros, opening prayer. Agenda was the election of District Secretary. President read into record bylaws for election process for district officials and announced the 2 candidates who have provided all info for consideration for District 1 Secretary, Eric Underwoods and Jerry Starr. Ballots were handed out for voting for the 2 candidates. Jerry Starr was present and addressed the people on why she was interested in being the District 1 Secretary. Eric Underwoods was not present. Nomination for Jerry Starr was a second. Votes 19 yes, 0 no, 1 not voting. There was no nomination for Eric Underwoods, and motion carried. Jerry Starr accepted the District 1 Secretary position. Then there's motion by John Widow, second by Carla Knight, to move district meeting to Sunday, November 26th. 18 yes, 2 not voting, is in-house. So that,
Yes.
that's,
So I need to approve. I need a motion to approve. Yeah.
sec-
Okay. Go ahead, state that motion again. Your mic was off.
I'd make a motion to approve Jerry Starr for District 1 Secretary.
Okay, we got a motion by Mr. Underwoods,
Second.
second by Mr. Moran. Madam Secretary, please call for the vote.
Bryce Underwoods,
Uh-huh.
Steve Moran,
Yes.
Ken Ive Jr. Yes. John Kessler,
Yes.
Kenrick DePreez. Yes. Sharon Lee,
Yes.
Mary Miller,
Yes.
Kelsey Haskell,
Yes.
Thad Rose.
Yes.
Derek Bartlett, absent Francine Hall,
Yes.
Joe Brinkspany, Bob Walters, Ronald Russo, absent Tuffy Thompson, absent. Thank you.
12 yes, 0 no, 0 abstain, 3 absent. Motion carries. Mr. Moran.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The next set of meetings is 11/29/2023. I'll read these into the record. Quorums, see attached sign-in sheet. Both council reps for District 1 were present. Call to order 6:42 by District President Juanito Oros, opening prayer by myself, Steve Moran, District 1 Council Rep. Old business. District Moran, September minutes motion to approve whole list of District 1 ARPA list. Second by Belinda Underwoods, discussion. District Moran stated she wanted it to be reflected in the record that motion was made. Juanita stated motions from 9/27 are still tabled by council. New business, CREP, ARPA. Motion 1 made by John Widow, second by Tennille Brown Thunder to reaffirm motion on security at LTM locations, Dupree, Hakini, and La Plata, effective immediately. And I think it says was referred to Budget and Finance, but I think they're asking it to be referred. Right? Yeah. 17 yes, 1 no, 6 not voting, and that'll be the motion.
Second. They brought up that security, that break-in and stuff at Takini, and we started talking about what is the tribe gonna do? They need to hire a deputy, and they need to, there's gotta be a budget, graveyard shift or whatever. That's the kind of discussion we had, but that concern was out there on the stores.
Mr. Walters.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. With the break-ins and stuff like that, I know they need security, but isn't that the responsibility of the CREP? Means the stores are CREPCO, means they're all under CREPCO.
Any other comments? So is this a referral or reaffirm motion to? Okay.
It's reaffirming.
Okay, so we'll call for the vote. Madam Secretary.
Bryce Underwoods,
Uh-huh.
Steve Moran,
Yes.
Ken Ive Jr.
Yes.
John Kessler,
Yep.
Kenrick DePreez. Sharon Lee,
Yes.
Mary Miller. Yes. Kelsey Haskell,
Yes.
Thad Rose,
Yes.
Derek Bartlett, absent Francine Hall,
Yes.
Joe Brinkspany, Bob Walters,
How?
Ronald Russo, absent Tuffy Thompson, absent. Thank you.
12 yes, 0 no, 0 abstain, 3 absent. Motion carries.
Chairman,
Yes, sir.
if that was the scenario, Mr. Treasurer, that we had like 11 to 6, 3 individuals for the 3 stores, I don't know what the salary would be, but would that be the scenario, to have somebody there from 11 to 6 in the morning at all 3 stores? Or 7 in the morning, 11 to 7, that's when they open up. Would that be the scenario, so there's no break-ins?
Mr. Treasurer, go ahead.
That's probably what it would take. They would have to establish a budget for it. Basically, 2,080 hours at whatever rate they pay them, and and then include fringe benefits depending how they're employed, and then if there's anything else that goes with the position, uniforms, radios, all of that is what they'd have to develop. So if it's from 11 to 7, you'd need basically 3 employees, 1 for each one. Plus you'd have weekends. Normally they work 5 days a week. So then you'd have to put a staffing factor in there to allow you to have weekend help, or the 2 days that the other ones are gone. So that's how they would do that.
Mr. Moran, go ahead.
Next motion is made by Jerron Widow, second by Kendra Counting, to have CRST law enforcement add crosswalks and security around Upper Elementary, north of Main Street in Eagle Butte, and to Telephone Authority, CB Schools, Upper Elementary admin, BIE admin, Dupree School before and after school. And the discussion around there, would that be my motion, Mr. Chairman?
Second.
Okay, we got a motion by Mr. Moran, second by Mr. Underwoods. Is there comments or questions? Yes, sir, go ahead.
Discussion was one of the parents seen a child almost got hit up there by the end of Main Street. And so that was a discussion that took place there. And they also wanted that to happen in Dupree as well, for the security of the children on the roads.
Any other comments? Ms. Lee, go ahead.
Thank you, Chairman LeBeau. Good morning. I was just wondering, looking at the motion, what does a telephone authority have to do with crosswalks and security at the school? I don't know how that ties in there. I was just a question.
I think the discussion with Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
Discussion was that area. Remember the telephone buildings are there, telephone authority buildings. So that's kind of what that area, and I think that's why that was there.
We added that admin in there because usually like flashlights and stuff, they're on those crosswalks, just so that nobody gets hit is the main concern.
Also, Mr. Chairman, I forgot to read into the record the vote. There was 18 yes, 0 no, 0 abstain, and 6 not voting.
I see it says law enforcement to add the crosswalks, but perhaps that should be transportation, or I think yeah.
Maybe we can refer that to what, the roads? To send it to the proper, or refer it to the proper authorities. I'm thinking it'll be like the road committee or school district.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, well, motion's been amended to refer to the school districts and to the roads committee. You want to add law and order as well?
Yes, sir.
Okay, well, motion includes law and order. Is there a second? A second by Mr. Underwoods. All in favor, raise your hand. I got 12 yes, 0 no. Motion carries. Thank you. That's a good motion. Mr. Moran, go ahead.
Okay, the next motion is motion made by John Widow, second by Medina Matonis. 2 broadcast council sessions on the KIPI radio and television for the members who do not have social media. 17 yes, 0 no, 0 abstain, 6 not voting. That'll be my motion.
Second.
Okay, we got a motion by Mr. Moran, second by Mr. Underwoods.
Mr. Chairman,
Comments?
Yeah.
Ms. Miller, go ahead.
the comment I'd like to make is several years ago, when council was in the old chambers and we first started broadcasting, council developed, at the recommendation of our attorneys, a policy for broadcasting it on social media and to the public. And times have changed since then and evolved. And so I think before this motion is made, I think we've got to look at that and look at what we're developing, because I don't know if you know this or not, but we're being watched. And you put it out there, you have people who are looking to sue the tribe. There's things that are being brought up on council floor which probably should be off the record and be put into executive session. And there's just a lot of issues, and I think we've got to come up with a protocol. And I can give you a prime example, but I have to do it off the record and off, you know what I mean? So that's the only concern I have, is to ask the motion makers to refer this to our legal and to claims to come up with the policy. You know what I mean? Before we do this, I'm
No,
okay
there's
with
already-
doing it, but to come up with the policy, because the old policy did not address public TV, did it? It was just within the council chambers, and only way you could access it was you had to have a tribal enrollment number, and it was only for our tribal enrolled members. And now you're opening it up to the whole world. And so that concerns me. A meeting, case in point, a meeting we had. I'd like to go off the record, Mr. Chairman.
We got a request to go off record. Madam Secretary, please turn the recorders off on the live stream.
sit down in this meeting, duly called meeting, which is in our Constitution. It is then that we're covered by the cloak of sovereign immunity. And any federal agency or whoever come here pulling our colleagues out of this meeting and asking them questions, that's where we should get our attorneys with us and say, you can't do that. If you're gonna talk to us, you come in here and stand up here by the podium, whatever. It doesn't matter what federal agency it is. We are cloaked in that sovereign immunity at that time. So this meeting that took place at housing, that's different from what we have here. Yeah.
Mr. Chairman, what I'd like to ask is if you ask the Attorney General to contact this federal investigator, because out here he says he works with Larry LeBeau. Then there was one from Minnesota, and ask them what the purpose of questioning us was, because we should have had an attorney with us, and I just feel bad, because I'm losing sleep at night, look, my hair's falling out. I'm never in trouble, but I'm scared because, you know, what if they come back and charge me with something like espionage or something? I'm scared.
No. Mr. Walters?
We're still off record?
Yes.
I don't see.
They want council, they want our sessions out on their radio. They said they'd make that offer and they would just do that for free, no charge to the tribe. So,
Chairman, before you change this motion, have Justin get copies down here of the policy. It's already in place. I gave it out. I gave it out to everybody. I gave a copy of it. It was updated 2010, I think. 2010 or 2012, it was updated. So it's there. Policy's there.
okay, Mr. Moran.
What do you want it referred to?
Okay, Mr. Chairman,
I think everybody supports it. It's our law.
for fear of losing that action, your recommendation was to refer to claims legislation, right?
Yep.
Delay stuff.
I think we'll take that route and make that the motion refer to claims and legislation.
Got a motion by Mr. Moran to refer to the Claims Committee. Second by Mr. Walters. All in favor, raise your hand. Opposed?
I gotta go with
Motion carries.
the district's actions. I gotta go by.
Got 11 yes, 1 opposed, motion carries.
You wasn't allowing those motions to be changed, but you see, you guys don't even want to read the policy, man. It's very offensive. I'm gonna start saying it to you.
Policy
You guys
don't
are
include
offensive
radio.
people, man. You know, I tell you, there's a policy there. Read it. Don't let the people wait and wait and wait for us. You know, it's their government, not ours. We represent them. They
We
want
need,
in on this.
funding as well to pay our radio station to cover the broadcasting, and there's and there's ways to get that done, but we'll continue with the District 1 minutes. Mr. Moran.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chairman. The next motion was made by Valida Bigley, second by Lester Lonigo, to reaffirm council action to have transit pick up Dupree students who do not have a ride before school. 16 yes, 0 no, 1 abstain, and 6 not voting. And that'll be my motion.
Second, Chairman. I wonder, would this take some kind of agreement or understanding with Head Start? Head Start has a bus right there in Dupree. They pick up their students, but what this motion was the ones that walk to the big school, that they get picked up. So I told the motion maker need to coordinate those young people that need rides. And if we can get an agreement with Head Start, then maybe that driver could get that list of those ones that need rides. But we've got to work that out. So I think because of the winter months, they want this.
We've got a motion by Mr. Moran, second by Mr. Underwoods. Madam Secretary, Ms. Lee, go ahead, comment.
Thank you, Chairman. Council, I had mentioned this before several times, like 2-3 years ago. It was referred to the previous administration, and then again, it was referred to administration was gonna handle it. I mentioned this to the chairman this morning. It's getting cold, and some of these little bitty kids, and I mentioned it, I asked them to give them a ride. And they look at me and they say no, because I'm a stranger to them. They were taught that, which is good. But, and I keep asking for this every year, and I'm still asking for it. I mentioned it to Mrs. Bigley about it. And That's why I brought it up to council. And I'm glad she brought it up in a district. So can we please get an answer to this? Get these kids a ride. Chairman, thank you.
Ms. Lee and then Mrs. Hall.
Thank you, Chairman LeBeau. I remember the last time that Ms. Whitefeather brought this up. I thought in the discussion, someone was supposed to meet with Dupree School and see if they could get a bus to pick up the student that needed a ride. And that was months ago. I know, well, yeah, several months ago. And I don't know if that ever happened. If anyone
I could
ever
look
did-
into that, because they
did
do
speak
have,
to-
like Suburbans and vans and stuff, they do have extra vehicles. I'll check on that.
Mrs. Hall.
My question is this Head Start students or is this K-12 students?
Secretary, go ahead.
Thank you. Head Start has a bus. It's these ones that go up to the big school who live up on a hill, and then they walk like 5 blocks, 6 blocks up to the school.
I would, again, we're going to foot that probably through our transit, but that public school district gets impact aid monies. I know Shine Eagle Butte gets impact aid monies, and they fund because the BIE can't do that. So the public school district funds a bus to go around and pick up students that live in town, like when it gets cold and stuff, and they pick up the students. So I don't see why Dupree Public School couldn't do that. Use their impact aid monies, hire a bus driver, make a bus available to go around the community and pick up students. And I think, I'd be willing to make that motion that from the tribal council that mandates using your 874. Don't be putting it in the savings accounts. We've got a real need here. We've had a need for Dona years. Let's take care of that. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman.
Mrs. Miller.
We can't use Head Start buses, we can't use Head Start funds. No, but Bryce, Council Representative Inwood said maybe we could do that because they just got off of audit findings. They just got cleared and we don't want to do anything that would jeopardize that. And we know you can't do that because that was tried to transport other people, other persons to another activity, another thing, and it was a finding. So we know we can't do that. All they can, we can do Head Start and their parents to their activities, you know what I mean? So I just wanted to put that on the record. But I support Dupree School paying to bus their kids. But I think transportation, the budget committee has helped too in the past too, though, correct? For some students. So I think we can get it done, but I'll support it. Just not Head Start, because they have their own funds and have to keep them separate. Thank you.
I discussed this with the AO this morning before council started, and he said that we can just use one of our employees that are over there and give them a van or something, and then pick up the kids and take them to school. But it'd be up to the parents to kind of coordinate that as well. But that was the plan this morning anyway. So got a motion and a second. Madam Secretary, call for the vote.
Steve Moran,
About right?
oh, sorry, Bryce Inwood,
Wow.
Steve Moran,
Yes.
Ted Ive Jr., John Kessler,
Yes.
Ken Rick DePreez, Sharon Lee,
Yes.
Mary Miller, Kelsey Haskell,
Yes.
Thad Rose,
Yes.
Derek Bartlett, absent Francine Hall,
Yes.
Joe Bringsbunny,
Oh.
Bob Walters, Ronald Russo, absent Tuffy Thompson, absent. Thank you.
Twelve yes, 0 no, 0 abstain, 3 absent. Motion carries. Mr. Moran.
Thank you, Council Chairman. Okay, next motion is by D. Ellis Leclerc, second by Tisha Moran, for all contracted attorneys to give reports in a timely manner. If not, to end their contracts for breach of contract. If they're not going to fight for the sovereignty, then end their contracts. 18 yes, 0 no, 1 abstain, and 4 not voting. That'll be my motion.
Second.
Got a motion by Mr. Moran, second by Mr. Underwoods. Comments on the motion? Madam Secretary?
Bryce Underwoods,
Uh-huh.
Steve Moran,
Yes.
Ted Knight Jr.,
Yes.
John Kessler,
Yes.
Kenrick Dupreez. Absent Sharon Lee,
Yes.
Mary Miller,
To have the attorneys give reports in a timely manner, that one on the second.
Yes.
Kelsey Haskell,
Yes.
Thad Rose.
Yes.
Derek Bartlett, absent Francine Hall. Joe Brinkspany. Bob Walters. Ronald Russo, absent. Tuffy Thompson, absent. Thank you.
Eleven yes, 0 no, 0 abstain, 4 absent, motion carries. Mr. Moran?
Well, thank you, Council and Chairman. The next motion is by Tennille Brown Thunder, second by Lester Lomeligo, to remove current Attorney General for assaulting a tribal member, as the Attorney General is a non-member. 14 yes, 0 no, 3 abstain, 6 not voting. That'll be my motion.
Motion's out of order, Councilman, as it's a personnel issue and council doesn't hear personnel issues. Can continue to the next action.
So you declared it out of order?
Yes, sir.
Right.
Yeah.
Next motion is made by Lester Lonigo, second by Tennille Brown Thunder, to have Chairman LeBeau put legal and CPA reports on the agenda before the Secretary's report. Also have the Attorney General be present at all tribal council meetings. 17 yes, 0 no, 0 abstain, 6 not voting. Motion carried. That'll be my motion.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Moran, second by Mr. Underwoods. Mrs. Miller?
Mr. Chairman, don't we follow the agenda set down in the Constitution? And the Constitution, I don't think it allows for legal reports at the very beginning, does it? So I'm gonna have to not support this one because we follow the Constitution. Yeah, it's there.
Chairman, can I respond to that? You go by the format here that's in the Constitution, and the chairman sets the agenda. And in here, reports on special committees, he's got, oh, I don't have the legal. He's got the legal on the board of directors or advisors, legal department, tribal attorney. But we don't have a CPA report. We have a treasurer's report. So he can arrange it the way he wants. That's his prerogative. So he can put this up there so we hear the CPA report and the legal report before we get going on council. I think it's important, Chairman. Other councils do that. They hear their legal and their CPA before they get started. Just good business, I think.
Any other comments? Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Article 4, Section 8 of the Constitution outlines the order of business at any regular or special meeting of the Tribal Council, and it follows the agenda you have provided to us. Thank you.
Okay, Madam Secretary, please call for the vote.
Bryce Underwoods,
Uh-huh.
Steve Moran,
Yes.
Ted Knight Jr.,
Yes.
John Kessler,
Abstain.
Kenrick Dupreez, Sharon Lee,
No.
Mary Miller,
No.
Kelsey Haskell,
No.
Thad Rose,
Nope.
Derek Bartlett, absent Francine Hall. Absent Joe Brings Plenty, Bob Walters,
Abstain.
Ronald Russo, absent Tuffy Thompson, absent. Thank you.
Four yes, four no, three abstain, four absent. Motion fails. Mr. Moran?
Oh, thank you. There was no more motions after that, Mr. Chairman. Motion to adjourn. Motion to adjourn at 8:46 and next regular meeting, 12/27/23, 6 p.m. in Greengrass. That's the gist of it, Mr. Chairman.
Well, thank you, Mr. Moran. District 2. Mr. Knife, Wana Woglaka.
Thank you, Chairman. I didn't get a hard copy, so I'll just use it off my phone. I think there's just three motions in there, so. I had a meeting on Sunday, November 26th at 2 p.m. Red Scaffold Gymnasium. They had a quorum of 13. They had some visitors, Chief of Police was there, and then Ramona Simons, CEO for Tribal Health, gave a report on the Red Scaffold Clinic. She said it'll hopefully be open by January 2024. I'll go to the first motion. Stephanie Quist made a motion to approve the minutes 10/29/2023, second by Jason Whitewolf. All in favor? In-house, Bertus Whitewolf made a motion to have the Tri-Community Development Board to give a report, financial report back to the communities. Second by Jason Whitewolf. All in favor? Be my motion, Chairman.
Is that an in-house motion? Because
Okay, in-house.
I don't know if you want council to vote on that, or it's kind of
They made a motion last month, but they never gave a report, so I can take it back to them if you want me to.
take it back. You want to vote on it? I think that's appropriate.
Okay,
Like this one says to the communities, so
yeah,
yeah.
okay, I can take it to them.
Okay.
Tell 'em, okay.
Chairman LeBeau, they're a co-op and they're supposed to be giving a report to council as well every year, I believe.
Can we just vote and have them give them a report here? Because they're
Yeah.
supposed to do kind of like an annual report.
Okay. I got a motion by Mr. Knife
Okay.
to approve the District 2 motion. Is there a second by Mrs. Kelsey Haskell? Just to approve the District 2 motion and, yeah. Yep, Tri-Community. Tri-Community Development Board to give a report,
Financial report, yeah,
financial report?
yeah.
Okay,
To the council, yeah,
to the council?
yeah.
Or let's. Motion to have the Tri-Community Development Board to give a report. Is this, is that you or is that in the minutes already? The strike back to the communities? give a report, financial, back to the communities. So that's the motion, Mr. Knife.
Okay.
Community.
Madam Secretary, please call for the vote. This one.
Yeah.
Who's their officers?
For the local,
Do they have officers? Or?
yeah, they have local in each district, one Bridger Takini, and then Brett Scalpo and Cherokee have local, and then there's the upper board that runs the whole,
So who gives the report?
4 and 8 pastures.
The upper board give the reports, or
Yeah,
that's who you're asking to come?
yeah. Yeah, it'll be the upper board that does the financial report.
Madam Secretary, whenever you're ready.
Bryce Underwoods,
Oh, huh.
Steve Moran,
Yes.
Ted Knife Jr.,
Yes.
John Kessler,
Yes.
Kenrick DePreez, Sharon Lee,
Yes.
Mary Miller,
Yes.
Kelsey Haskell,
Yes.
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 Oh.
12 yes, 0 no, 0 abstain, 3 absent, motion carries. Mr. Knife,
Okay. Stephanie made a motion regarding the ARPA funds to be distributed as stated in the former motion minutes as deadline is near, second by Jason Whitewolf. That's already been done, Chairman. Next motion by Manny Ironhawk made a motion to have the BIA repair bridges and blade the roads and put up signs where needed. Second by Shirley. Vote all in favor. That'll be my motion, Chairman.
okay, we've got a motion by Mr. Knife. Is there a second? Second by Mrs. Miller. Madam Secretary, please call for the vote.
Bryce Underwoods,
Oh, huh.
Steve Moran,
Yes.
Ted Knife Jr., John Kessler,
Yes.
Kenrick DePreez, Sharon Lee,
Yes.
Mary Miller,
Yes.
Kelsey Haskell,
Madam Secretary, yes.
Thad Rose,
Yes.
Derek Bartlett, absent, Francine Hall,
Yes.
Joe Brinksplenny, Bob Walters, Ronald Russo, absent, Tuffy Thompson, absent. Thank you.
12 yes, 0 no, 0 abstain, 3 absent, motion carries. Mr. Knife,
Rayanne Nezzi made a motion for the CRST to pay Darren Oki for his labor. Second by Jason Whitewolf. All in favor? I'll refer that to the Budget and Finance.
okay, we got a motion to refer to the Budget and Finance Committee by Mr. Knife. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Underwoods. All in favor, raise your hand. 12 yes, 0 no, motion carries. Mr. Knife,
Okay, Jason Whitewolf made a motion to have Bruce Brownwolf, District Chair, read the district minutes at tribal councils as needed. Second by Stephanie Quist. Vote all in favor. That'll be my motion, Chairman.
you got a motion by Mr. Knife. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Underwoods. Comments or questions? Madam Secretary, please call for the vote.
Bryce Underwoods,
Oh, huh.
Steve Moran,
Yes.
Ted Knife Jr.,
Yes.
John Kessler,
Abstain.
Kenrick DePreez, Sharon Lee,
Yes.
Mary Miller,
Yes.
Kelsey Haskell,
Yes.
Thad Rose,
Yes.
Derek Bartlett, absent, Francine Hall,
Yes.
Joe Brinksplenny, Bob Walters, Ronald Russo, absent, Tuffy Thompson, absent.
11 yes, 0 no, 1 abstain, 3 absent, motion carries. Mr. Knife,
Okay. Next motion, Diana Marner made a motion to remove the Attorney General Kimberly Craven, seconded by Jason Whitewolf. Vote all in favor.
Okay, the motion's out of order. Mr. Knife, as that's a personnel issue. Please go to your next one.
Yeah. Okay, next, Jason Whitewolf made a motion to have Ona Hall attend the next district meeting, second by Darren Oki. Vote all in favor. Will you take care of that? I'll refer that to the administration, Chairman.
Yeah. Okay, motion to refer by Mr. Knife. Second by Mr. Walters. Mr. Kessler. Refer to the administration.
On there it has UNA.
Okay, all in favor, raise your hand.
District
12 yes, 0 no, motion carries. Mr. Knife.
Okay, next district meeting will be December 17th at 2 p.m. That's the adjourned after that. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you. District 3. Mr. Kessler or Mr. Dupreez, have your minutes. All right, I could read them in if you want.